BBC Tees.
So let's talk to Sandra Tang, who runs NE1 Newcastle Fashion Week. Morning to you, Sandra.
Morning, Mike.
Good morning. Where do you stand on uniforms then?
I mean, it's been integral to our lives, since, we all started at school. If you were at a school who had a uniform system, and with anyone's Newcastle Fashion Week, we've seen all types of uniforms. It doesn't have to be necessarily a corporate uniform or a school uniform. It can be almost, a sign of who you are, the almost tribe or style you go for.
Yeah, like a football fan.
Like a football fan, or we once did we do each year a Newcastle's Most Stylish, which is a street style hunt, and we see, amazing styles of trends and uniforms, whether or not you're Gothic or Lolita fashion or even high street. It's very much a reflection of who you are and the style and personality you have.
So people like to belong, don't they, in some way? So it might not be a logoed uniform, but, the Goth's a great example.
Exactly. It's very much a reflection of who you are. The style of clothing you choose it has, a way of showing your personality. And even, it does stem from, if you did go to school, trying to make the uniform personalised and very much showing who you are as a person. And when you're young, it's very much those formative years and uniforms, even at that stage, as Frank mentioned, you're trying to personalise it.
Do you know of any uniform, company uniform, that is trendy?
Well, I would say there's plenty of company uniforms that are trendy. You've got famous fashion designers doing some great uniforms, whether or not it's Vivienne Westwood. I think she did the ones for Virgin. You've got, Jean-Paul Gaultier. I think he did even the police uniforms in France. So, there's great examples of very fashionable uniforms indeed.
And what about shop assistants then? Are they generally awful?
I wouldn't say so. I mean, one of the things I love about it is I'm always the type of person who accidentally asks, the wrong person in the shop, and shop uniforms really do help with, with identifying who there is to help, assist you. And, I think that's a strong integral part. And even with some of the brands in Newcastle city centre, I mean, Cruise, for example, they wear a lot of the clothes they have in stock, and, they're beautiful designer clothes, and, it's a great example of clothes being fashionable in a work environment.
I came on the air this morning, Sandra, asking the question, if uniforms are good for school kids, why don't more of us wear one in later life? But the more I think about it, I think a lot of people do at work, don't they?
I think so. I mean, in a lot of work environments, you have to be smart, or you have to wear a work uniform as such. Whether or not you're working for in a corporate field, or whether or not you're actually working for a shop or a restaurant or anything like that, it's very much a part of our work identity as well.
And does it make you a better worker because you feel proud and belong?
I think, there's a quote, that, you dress as, dress to impress, and, the dress to be in the role that you want to be. And very much so in the work environment, you have to wear something that's fit for purpose, whether or not you're, a waiter in a restaurant, and you have to wear, the right requirements and things that would work for you in a restaurant. It's very much a part of making sure you're efficient in your role.
I'm just wondering whether I should commission you, Sandra, to design a super on-trend BBC Tees uniform.
Oh, I'm sure you already have it. You've got the logo. I've seen before in BBC radio stations, the very fashionable BBC fleece that you wear for outdoor events.
Is it the logo then? So we've got a strong logo, obviously, with those three letters.
You do, and I think it's something that, to be honest, it's great when you're out and about and you see someone with, maybe BBC radio tees got a microphone, but you also see the uniform, and you know straight away that they're part of you guys. And I think that's something that does stand out. And I think, what colours is it? Is it red? Is that right?
Yeah, red.
Yeah.
Red.
There you go. You got bright, fashionable uniform, and it's easily identifiable, and it's that kind of level of trust in the BBC that people have as well, and it's just instant. You can instantly spot it.
You don't often hear the words fashionable and fleece in the same sentence, do you?
To be honest, you don't. But, you're setting your own trend, Mike. You're setting your own trend.
Oh, well, I like to think so. Good to talk to you, Sandra.
No problem. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you very much. Right, if you want to make contact with the show, we're here every morning between 9 and 12.